morning all. I am Dr. Srinidhi Raghavan, Assistant Professor, Department of Chemistry, BMS College of Engineering. Today I am going to demonstrate a calorimetric determination of copper from the effluent of electroplating industry. The experiment number is 9. What is the calorimetry and what is the principle behind the calorimetry? What theory basically followed by this calorimetry and what is the advantages of the calorimetry? All those things will be just follow one by one. So the principle of calorimetry. Before we are going to step into the experiment, the first one we need to know the principle of the experiment. When a monochromatic light, actually of the intensity I0 is incident on transparent medium, a part of light, a part of it will be observed and part of it will be reflected and remaining will be just transmitted. So generally the expressions will be shown in I0 is equal to IA plus IR and IT. For the glass air interfaces, that IR is negligible. So finally, therefore that explanation will be I0 is equal to IA plus IR plus IT. So this copper calorimetry followed by the two different law, Lambers-Beer's law. So what is the Lambers-Beer's law actually? Where the it's called as a Lambers-Beer's law, it is stated as a IT by I0 is equal to T, it is called as a transmittance. Log of 1 by T is equal to log of I0 by IT is called as a absorbance or optical density. So the relation between the absorption and concentration C expressed in the path length actually given by the Lambers-Beer's law. The Lambers-Beer's law states A is equal to log of I0 by IT epsilon CT. So whereas epsilon is a molar coefficient, molar extinction coefficient, and T is a path length, and epsilon is a constant, and that given substance at the given wavelength. If the path length is kept constant, then A proportional to concentration. Hence, that plot of absorption against concentration is giving a straight line of it. Okay. So how we are going to just perform this experiment after the theory of it actually. Okay. So this is a photoelectric calorimeter and the wave number is 620 nanometer, which is the range of red orange, and we are going to prepare a series of cupramonium sulfate with the help of the 50 ml of a volumetric standard flask. So for this experiment measurement we are going to use a special thing called as a cuvette, which is actually help to measure this experiment. So first we have to make a series of dilution because the Lambers-Beer's law states that the concentration is directly proportional to the instance of the absorbing light. Okay. So first we have to make a series of solution. The one will be, so this is a ammonia solution. So the 2 ml of ammonia will be added in all the 6 volumetric standard flasks. So the ammonia kept constant, and that will be a copper sulfate solution. The copper sulfate will be vary the concentration from the flask number 1 to 6, and this will be the distilled water. So we have to tabulate it in this form. The first flask containing 5 ml of copper sulfate and 2 ml of ammonia, the remaining will be a distilled water. So because the ammonia is a constant, and so I am going to take 2 ml of ammonia each in all the volumetric standard flasks. So the 2 ml of ammonia is taken for the flask number 1. The 2 ml of ammonia taken in flask number 2. The 2 ml of ammonia is taken as flask number 3. And 2 ml of ammonia taken in flask number 4. Two ml of ammonia taken in flask number 5. And 2 ml of ammonia taken in the flask number 6. Okay, so flask number 6 is considered as an unknown sample, and remaining all will be a known concentration. Okay, so flask number 1 we will going to add 5 ml of copper sulfate and make a cuprammonium sulfate complex. Flask number 2, 10 ml of copper sulfate, we are increasing the concentration. Flask number 3 we are adding 50 ml of copper sulfate, and flask number 4 we are going to add 20 ml of copper sulfate, and the flask number 5 is a blank solution to calibrate the calorimeter. So we are not going to add copper sulfate because the calorimeter is supposed to be calibrated in the range of 0, so with the help of to finding the absorbance. Okay, so first flask I am going to add 5 ml of copper sulfate. The copper sulfate solution is here, so that is a 0 reading. I am going to add 5 ml of copper sulfate. So the dark blue color complex is actually formed, and the second flask, it is a 2 ml of ammonia is added. Now I am going to add 10 ml of copper sulfate into the flask. So already I added 5 ml. So now I am going to add 10 ml of the second flask. The third flask I am going to add 15 ml of copper sulfate. On the fourth flask, already I have added 2 ml of ammonia. I am going to add 20 ml of copper sulfate. So the fourth one is actually 20 ml of copper sulfate and 2 ml of ammonia. So the fifth one actually to keep as a blank, and which is actually help us to calibrate the photoelectric calorimeter machine. So only we are not going to add copper sulfate solution. We will only add 2 ml of ammonia and remaining 40 ml of water. Okay, so we are just diluting. So till the corner, you can just add water. And then, with the help of burette, we have to make up to the mark. So then you have to close the lid, and then you can see the miniature will be, the meniscus will be into the mark. So you have to follow this in all the volumetric standard flask. And fill the solution up to the mark. So we have prepared a series of solutions. You can look at the concentration changes Flask number 1 containing 2 ml of ammonia, 5 ml of copper sulfate, the remaining will be water, and make up to the mark. Flask number 2 containing 10 ml of copper sulfate and constant 2 ml of ammonia, and remaining water, make up to the mark. Flask number 3, 15 ml of ammonia, 2 ml of ammonia and 15 ml of copper sulfate, and remaining will be water, and make up to the mark. Fourth flask containing 2 ml of ammonia, 20 ml of copper sulfate, and remaining water, make up to the mark. And the fifth flask will be a bland solution with the help of to calibrate this calorimeter. So 2 ml of ammonia, the remaining will be 48 ml of water. So we are not adding copper sulfate into that, because the calorimetry will be helped to determine the concentration of the colored solution. So we want to calibrate the machines. We are not actually adding anything into the fifth flask. So we make it, the solution become a colorless and bland to calibrate the calorimeter machine. Okay. The sixth solution will be a unknown solution, which actually you have to determine by yourself. So the sixth solution, 2 ml of ammonia will be constant, 2 ml of ammonia will be added, some unknown amount of copper sulfate will be going to added. So I have added some unknown amount of copper sulfate, so to determine the concentration of copper in the given unknown solution. So I will just dilute the unknown solution also as such, fill up to the neck, and then with the help of the burette, you can make up to the half. So the solutions we are going to uniformly shape and make the uniformity. So you have to shape well the solution before you are going to perform the experiment. So now we are going to begin the experiment. So we are going to use the photoelectric calorimeter to determine the concentration of the copper presented into the given cupramonium sulfate solution, a colored solution. So we have to turn on the machine. So already the machine is calibrated and it is showing a 0 reading. Okay, so it is showing some optical density. So this is actually a tabular column which will be help us to note down the readings. The first column will be the volume of copper sulfate in the solution, 5, 10, 15, 20 and 0. The second column, concentration of copper sulfate in the milligram scale, and the third column, concentration of copper in the milligram scale, and the fourth column will be the absorbance, which is called as a optical density. Okay, so now we need to calibrate the machine. So with the help of a standard solution. So the standard solution is nothing but a 2 ml of ammonia with 48 ml of water. So we have to calibrate it. When we are using the solution, the optical density is supposed to show as a 0. For this purposes, we are going to use a special glass tube, which is called as a cuvette, and we are going to use this cuvette to measure the optical density. First, you have to wash this cuvette with the distilled water. Every time the rinsing is mandatory, so you have to rinse with the distilled water, followed by rinsing the test solutions. Okay, so you have to rinse without fail. You have to rinse the test solution also. So just to discard after rinsing, you can just take it only 80% of the cuvette, not fully. So then use the tissue paper to wipe the cuvette properly before you are going to insert into the machine. This is actually a component, so you have to open that machine in this portion, and simply you can just insert and then close it. Okay, it is showing minus 0.02, so you have to simply set as a 0 and set as 100. So here there is a knob, the knob indicating whether you are measuring a transmittance or optical density. So always we are measuring the optical density for our laboratory purposes. So make sure whether this button will be just observing the transmittance or optical density. So if it is an optical density, the optical density will be shown 0.00 reading. Okay. Now the machine is calibrated with the help of the blank solution. The blank solution is containing only 2 ml of ammonia and 48 ml of water. So I will just start performing my experiment. So I discard the solution, again washing with the distilled water. Take my first volumetric flask, which is containing 5 ml of copper sulfate and 2 ml of ammonia. The remaining will be water. So again you have to rinse those solution into the cuvette. So then use the tissue paper and wipe it thoroughly. Then you have to rinse it. Immediately it will be show the optical density. Once you calibrated this machine with the help of the blank solution, you should not touch any of this knob or any of these buttons, because your machine is already calibrated. You are just going to perform the experiment. So once it is done with the help of the blank solution, you should not just touch anything. So the first reading, which is actually here 5 ml of copper sulfate and 2 ml of constant ammonia, was giving the optical density value was 0.14. Always the optical density value, the absorbance always will be a point value. Okay, so 0.17. So I have wrote down the value, and then immediately I'm just taking and discard it. Again, washing with the distilled water. Take a second volumetric flask. It's a 50 ml standard volumetric flask, and then this is containing 10 ml of copper sulfate and constant 2 ml of ammonia. Then you have to rinse it. With the help of tissue paper, you have to wipe it. Then you have to just, so the 10 ml of copper sulfate was giving the optical density value was 0.25. Okay, so you should not take the reading 25, you have to take it 0.25 because its optical density it is 0.05. Then throw that solution, rinse with the distilled water again. Take the third solution. Every time without fail you have to shake it well, and then make sure every time you are rinsing with the different solution, because the concentrations are different. So you have to just rinse every time. Then wipe with the tissue paper and make sure the cuvette is dry before you are going to insert into the calorimeter. Now The third solution, the 50 ml of copper sulfate was showing the optical density reading was 0.35. So the first reading was 0.14, second reading was 0.25, the third reading was 0.36. Okay, so it is increasing. So increasing the concentration, the optical density also get increased. So again, rinse with the distilled water, take the fourth solution, rinse with the use the tissue paper and then wipe it thoroughly, then insert. Just wait for 1 second, immediately it will show the reading. So the fourth one was 20 ml of copper sulfate and 2 ml of ammonia. So we found the optical density was 0.45 here. Okay. So now I want to check whether still my machine is calibrated. So I am going to use again my fifth solution, which is the bland solution. So again you have to use the tissue paper and wipe it. Now still the machine is calibrated. So in between the calorimeter estimation, if you insert your calorimeter, it's supposed to show the bland solution supposed to be 0. Then only you are collecting a proper reading from this photoelectric calorimeter. So now I have systematically carried out, and now I want to know what is the optical density of the unknown given solution. Okay, this 6th standard class solution is given by the examiner, so you have to use the same 2 ml of ammonia and remaining water. You don't need to add any copper sulfate because it is actually unknown copper sulfate is already given by the examiner, so you have to add only 2 ml of ammonia, remaining you dilute it with the water, make it 50 ml and then just before you are going to use, shake it well. So this is unknown solution. Again you have to wipe the cuvette properly, and the unknown solution is showing 0.23. So the test solution you have to write it down 0.231 optical density. So with the help of the optical density, we are just finally going to estimate it through from this graph what is the concentration of the given copper sulfate solution. Okay, so how we will going to do that? The first one, the concentration of copper sulfate solution in the stock solution is 8 gram per liter. Concentration of copper sulfate in the stock solution, we are diluting 8 milligram per centimeter cube. So 249.68 milligram of copper sulfate 5H2O contains 63.54 milligram of copper. So the 8 milligram of copper sulfate 0.5H2O containing 2.035. Okay, how we will going to calculate? So amount of copper in 1 ml, 8 into 63.54 divided by the molecular weight of copper sulfate, 249.68, that will give you 2.035. Okay, so with the help of this thing, the second column will be just multiple with the volume. So the second column is actually you have to multiple 8 with the volume. The third column multiple with 2.038 multiple with the volume, and it will give you the final reading of it. So use this graph and you have to plot it actually absorbance, optical density versus the volume of copper sulfate. Okay, so you have to plot it. The volume of copper sulfate you have to take it 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, etc. Whatever the reading you got it from the colorimetry machine, you have to put it into the optical density. Then you can connect it through from the origin, and it will give you a straight line. Okay, so how to calculate the unknown solution? So what is the concentration of the test solution is 0.23. So I have to take 0.23 from here and connect it and take it the line down. It will be show what is the volume of copper sulfate was given into the unknown solution. Okay, so the unknown solution was 9 ml. Okay, so I have found the unknown solution volume through from this graph with the help of optical density. Okay, so finally this colorimetry experiments will be help to determine the concentration of the colored solution from all the biochemical industries and as well as the chemical industries, fertilizer industry and dye industries, etc., etc. with the help of optical density, and the principle behind that, Lamb's Beer's law. The